Hello, and excuse my deep, sexy voice, but I have a cold. So, I wanted to make a video talking about H1Z1 and why I'm not playing it, for one. And I'm really glad I didn't buy this game. I'll tell you why I didn't. Because I played PlanetSide 2, and I knew that these were the same guys that made it, and I remember playing PlanetSide 2 being really pay to win, and I really had that clinched for me when I was on this hill where I found the sniper. And I hadn't paid anything for the game, and I guess he had, so I went. He had no idea I was there. I was 10 feet away. I emptied like a whole clip into him, reloaded, started putting another clip into him, and he just turns and one-shots me and goes back to sniping like he didn't even give a shit that I was there, because the game was so imbalanced for pay to win that it didn't even matter what you had or your skill level or anything. And I kind of figured they were going to do something like this. I had the developer, what's it called? The dev talk video where they're like taking suggestions from fans and answering questions and stuff. And this one guy that's kind of the leader of the group holding this cockapoo or some bullshit dog, he had that look of one of those human resources bastards on him that I really didn't trust him. I knew he was up to some shit. And that's exactly what happened. The game came out, it was late and whatever, and people couldn't get into the game for the first day. That's all fine. You expect that with an early, like a big launch release or whatever, but I'm going to link in the description of this image. They took a bunch of quotes where he said, this John Smedley guy, I don't think he's one of the guys in the dev talk guy, but the leader of the whole thing, several times he said he didn't want any guns to be purchasable, no pay to win, no weapons of any kind, any crates. And he said this multiple times, and then the day the game came out, he pulls a bait and switch, which is illegal, and the game company should be sued for this, and I expect they probably will be. They just all of a sudden like, yeah, we do want that. We're just going to make it like contestable, and we're going to make you get guns, and you're going to call it an airdrop, and it's not going to land right on top of you, so other people can see it. They have plenty of time to converge on it, and you got to go find it. And it's like you're paying money, $5 an airdrop, to cause a server-wide event that you may not even get to loot yourself. So what's the point of it? Well, I saw one guy on Twitch was saying the point of it was that if you have somebody's base that you want to raid, you call this airdrop in somewhere on the server, and then you get them to leave their base, and while they're messing with that, you go mess with their base. But that's really, I don't really buy that. And then a lot of people were saying the crates do fall right on top of your head, and they've proven it in videos. And it looks like they might be changing it. They're trying to make different kind of airdrops, like themed, like for farming or for medical or different kinds of varieties of things. And only like one or two of them are going to have weapons in it. But so far they've had satchel charges and M16s and pistols and shotguns and all kinds of shit in these weapon crates. And the funniest thing about it is that they spawn with zombies. Like, how do they even expect this to work? Like, you call it an airdrop. I mean, obviously they stole it. Like, they stole everything. When I'm watching these devs talk about this thing, and they're taking all these suggestions, it's like they have no ideas of their own, and they're looking for people from their fan base or whatever to give them ideas because they don't have any of their own ideas. And obviously the airdrop thing they stole off of probably DayZ or something. But the reason they put the zombies in, I'm guessing, is because in the original DayZ mod they had helicopter crashes that had zombies around them. Because that makes sense, because the pilots and the crew of the helicopter are turned into zombies, and they're there to crash, guarding the loot. But if you pay for something and it comes down in a big container with a flashing light on it and a beacon and all this stuff on a parachute, why the fuck would they put 7 zombies inside of it with your loot? That makes no sense whatsoever. So luckily, the zombie AI is so shit that it doesn't even matter because they just stand there. And I've seen one video where the 7 zombies were all like in the exact same spot, overlapping each other. So it looks like one zombie, but it's 7 or whatever. And they don't chase you. Or sometimes when they do chase you, they go to the last place they heard you, so you can just run patterns, and the zombies will run the same pattern, and they don't like actually go towards you like you're supposed to. It's just so fucking broken. And you're paying for this broken shit, and we've got to stop doing this. We've got to stop paying for pre-release alphas where we beta test other people's games for them. It's just making all the games shittier and shittier, and they know they can get away with it. It's just basically, it's a big cash grab. Like I was saying, he did the old bait and switch. If you tell everybody the lie at the beginning that there's not going to be any pay to win, then on the day it comes out, you change your mind and say, oh, there is going to be pay to win, but you can get a refund if you let us know by Monday. You're not going to get 90 or like 100% of these people to get refunds. Not everybody's going to know about it. Not everybody's going to like even get to play the game in time to see that it sucks. You're going to get maybe 10% of the people get refunds if you're lucky. At the most, 10%. So you've fucked over 90% of the people. You just fucking raped 90% of the people's wallets and took their money. And now that you have all their money, there's no reason to continue the game because they've already paid for a free game. It's supposed to be a free-to-play game and everybody's paying money to play it. I mean, I understand the streamers that want to play it early and get it on their stream, but the normal person, why the fuck are you paying $5 for shit? And then they sell you 2 crates, loot crates, and they give you 1 key, which means you got to pay for another key if you want to open it. Now, so somebody say that you can loot these keys from the zombies if you loot enough of them. They're kind of rare. But I don't know. I haven't confirmed that. I don't really know how it works. I haven't played it. So who am I to be talking about it? Well, this guy's been watching a lot of bullshit go down, and I'm having a laugh at it because I think it's hilarious. But, you know, all the games nowadays are going to start sucking because everybody's doing this shit. The only thing you can expect to be good now is probably GTA 5 because I don't think there's any kind of alpha or pay to win with that because it's all like already been out on console. And all of these, like if you just go to Steam and just look at the games, every goddamn game is the early alpha release. That's all they do anymore. Just fucking let the game come out when it's ready. Cook it up, make it done. This is a big debacle. It's kind of like that War Z release that everybody was pissed about. In that game, they shamed them. Like nobody's ever going to trust their company again. Nobody's ever going to buy from them again. And I'm hoping the same thing happens with Sony because this is bullshit. Luckily, I didn't lose anything on it, but holy shit, that's just bad. Yeah, the War Z has now changed its name to Infestation Survivor Stories. They had to just completely change their shit. I think that's the same people, right? What else was there? One guy made a video saying it's a berry picking simulator because there wasn't any loot in the game. Because you go everywhere and you loot all these cars and cabinets and there's never anything in them. Like they launched the game with no loot. But there actually was loot. I think it's just like laying on the ground. You just can't loot anything from containers yet. Or maybe you're supposed to put stuff in the containers to hide your own loot if you don't have a bag or something. And then there's these crates you can break open with a crowbar. I don't think anybody knew about that or something. It's just really shitty. I mean, if you don't pay a ton of money, the best you're going to have is like a wooden arrow. Or a bow and arrow. And maybe a hatchet. Maybe that's some scrap metal. It looks like. Unless you just... The whole purpose of the game is to go around watching for people to pay for these airdrops and then shooting them before they get their own airdrop and taking it. It just looks like shit. I can't believe people are actually playing it still. Oh, and the graphics. If you play on medium graphics, it looks better than the high graphics because the high graphics don't have shaders and stuff turned on and shadows. What the fuck? That's like everything in the game is wrong. I don't think you can remap your keys either. There's no, if a game doesn't let you remap your keys, I'm out from the beginning. But that's just something I've heard. I don't know.